You're listening to the Faith Matters Podcast with Steve McKinley.
Hello, this is the Faith Matters Podcast, and I'm back here with Shane Ferris, and we're talking about our new upcoming movie about the early life of St. Patrick, and we've been busy shooting over the past 3 weeks, and we had to stop production because we had a sudden and unexpected emergency. Do you want to say something about that, Shane?
Yeah, I got hurt, and things were coming up to only a few days left of shooting, and I slipped and broke my foot and broke my leg, and had surgery, and it was a tough week. It was a tough 2 weeks, and but you know, it was going great, but right before that, right up into that, production was going intensely, and we were shooting a ton. So
yeah, we shot for 3 weeks straight, pretty much, and we were over in Wicklow on the beach there. We were in the Wicklow Mountains. We were down in Wexford. We've been in the Midlands, in County Westmeath. We have been, we spent a week and a half out in Sligo, and so we have some really awesome locations to shoot at, and we have had a jam-packed schedule. And so, yeah, it was, we were going full gear right up until this happened. And, we had a lot of things to work through. I mean, we had long shoot days. We had tired actors that had to get through really important scenes. We had weather to contend with.
yeah, one day we had a hut that we rented, and it was in this historical place. What was it called?
It's at the Irish Heritage Park in Wexford.
Which a lot of people from all of Europe actually go there. That's who we saw there a lot. But we rented a little section of that, and it was really nice. But getting everybody, working right up in the morning, getting all of our equipment up there, figuring out how we were going to put the lighting, just setting up cinematography in the hut there, and then gathering together all of our props, just setting up this whole hut. It took so long, like 4 or 5 hours, and by the middle of the day, it was just we were running out of time, and we had a lot of scenes that we wanted to shoot in there. I had some backup scenes that I wanted to shoot that would be more improvised scenes in the hut, and I was hoping we would get to them, but we didn't have to, yeah, we definitely didn't have time for that. So
right. And so, we were up against the clock, just trying to get our scenes filmed as quickly as we could that day, because we were renting that place and we had to be out by midnight.
Which we're super thankful that it was midnight, because we need it every minute. They even were nice to us, and we left at 1 o'clock?
Yeah, I think we were pulling out of the parking lot after 1 o'clock, between 1 and 1:30 in the morning.
So a little bit after 12, or was it before 12 that we actually finished the scene?
Yeah, I mean, we were lugging our stuff out after midnight. I know that, like at 12:30.
Yeah, and it started raining. Thankfully, we had help. We had everybody chipped in, and all hands on deck to start carrying equipment. But it was raining, and we weren't really prepared to, cover all the stuff. And we had more hands to get it there, and so at night there was no lights.
Right, one poor security guard
helping us,
sitting up and waiting for us to get out so he could lock the place up.
And he was really nice.
Yeah.
That was nice.
And that was I think we pulled in the driveway at home Sunday morning at 4 a.m.
Yeah. So pulled into the driveway 4 a.m. He had church. He had to preach the next morning.
Yeah, we got just about 2 hours of sleep, and then we were off to church. And so that was probably the most grueling day.
Well, one of them. We woke up at 2 a.m. Woke up at 2 a.m. to the mountains, and had his kids with us, and Yeah, that was an experience.
Yeah, we were in the Wicklow Mountains, and we took the back roads into the Wicklow Mountains, and we were trying to shoot an early morning sunrise scene, and so we were up, in the middle of the night trying to get there in the morning, and my poor kids got car sick multiple times on the way there. It was just one of those days. I mean, there were so many setbacks that day.
Yeah, things were going wrong, but we got the shots. It was funny because I wanted the early morning sunrise shot with the colors and everything, and the clouds wouldn't even allow that anyways. So, it was still nice to be there super early, but definitely not really worth it. But you never know here in Ireland. The weather's always changing. Clouds can move in and move out, and have a sunny day, and then an hour later, a rainy day. So that it's nice to shoot here in Ireland, but it's challenging, and you can't, when I'm writing the screenplay, I got, what kind of conditions I'm hoping for that scene, and most of the time it's a hit or miss. You just never know.
And we've got to talk about our time out on the West Coast. But one night we drove up to Downpatrick. Downpatrick Head. I think I have that right.
Head, yeah.
And we just had this gorgeous cliff scene, and there was actually a professional photographer that night, from Discover Ireland, and he was taking a lot of behind the scenes pictures. I think he was very interested in our film crew, because we did have some pretty interesting looking actors in their costumes, and this gorgeous cliff scene. And he actually told us that we were very fortunate to be there that night because of the sunset. And he said he hadn't seen the sun there in 3 weeks because of the weather. It had been just raining and overcast, and the sun hadn't been out for about 3 weeks. And here we were that night, and we got some
really nice colors,
drone footage,
yeah.
And just, it's going to be a great scene. Can't wait to show you guys.
Yeah, that was also challenging, but one of the more challenging things when I think about that night is really just keeping the equipment from getting super wet, because it just started raining out of nowhere, and that type of thing can happen. But one of the things I love about that cliff was there was like no gates. There was one pole that I had to watch out for, but other than that, I was able to get pretty good angles without getting things in the background that would make it look modern. So that was really cool, but it was also kind of dangerous to shoot around there. But it was really nice little spot there.
Yeah, it was a little scary actually, with our actors being right on the edge of the cliff like that.
Not right on the cliff. I mean, they were
close enough that we probably raised some eyebrows. But and then we were on the top of the mountain in Sligo, and if you know anything about the Sligo area, the weather is so unpredictable, and it's unpredictable down in the valley, but then you get up on the mountaintop and it's almost always high winds. It's a lot of rain and just real mushy bogland up there. And we actually built a hut for where Patrick lives, and that's where he lives while he's tending sheep during his slavery years. And so, we had some interesting and trying times up there. Just, again, keeping all the equipment dry and, driving up to the top of this mountain.
Yeah, we actually had one of our main actors fall out, so we had 2 days where we weren't actually shooting anything, and that was not in the schedule. So that really made us have to squeeze much more in for the next few days after that. Yeah. So that was one of our challenges. But things were going good. They were, and it was really nice on top of that mountain. The first few days that we shot up there, it wasn't raining and it wasn't horrible conditions. And man, the views were amazing.
The scenery
awesome.
Is just stunning.
You're gonna love it. And
gorgeous scenery.
Just turned out great. And we shot a bunch of scenes with the really nice background. So excited for that. Excited to show you guys that. I think you're gonna love that. But it's on top of the mountain. There definitely were some days. The last day actually we were gonna shoot up there, and it was just like a hurricane almost. It seemed like.
Yeah, it was monsoon season here in Ireland. But we had this. We have to mention the fire scene that we had. We had a night fire scene where we have. Should we say what it was? We don't want to give away too much, but
Oh yeah, we had the night scene.
yeah, we had this fire and torches, and can't wait to show you that as well. So we don't want to give away too much here, but we're trying to whet your appetite a little bit and just tell you about what it was like, and it is kind of grueling work actually. Shane told me that when we started, and I've been finding that out. You know, people think that making movies is just a lot of fun. You just go out there and you turn on your camera and it's just a lot of fun. But it's work. I mean, it is hard, constant, nonstop work to get these scenes in, to get them right, and you keep doing it over and over till you get what you want. And sometimes then you don't even get what you want. You might have to come back and redo it. And
yeah, and I'm not a fragile person. I used to work construction. I worked a lot of different construction jobs, and I was a construction manager. And it, you know, I picked up a lot of heavy things in my day, and have done a lot of heavy work, really long, heavy days. You know, picking up 150 pounds on my back and lugging it up, 100 staircase or something, a lot of crazy things like that. And the fact that I did have this injury for this film really does show. I'm telling you, it reflects so much on the hard work that is being put into this. I mean, I was under a lot of pressure that day, but it was really hard. So
yeah, so that was another gorgeous location for a scene that we were supposed to shoot, and Shane was there kind of running around getting ready to get some drone footage, but it was on a beach there with a cave, and just a great location. And slipped, his ankle gave way, all the weight went down on the leg, bone broke.
Yeah, I heard it snap. It was a horrible experience.
It took about 20 minutes. You were laying there on the ground for about 20, maybe 30 minutes, actually.
You think that long?
Before the ambulance.
Now, I'm just going to say this publicly. That shows how long it took them to actually get their act together to get on the beach. I mean, I was waiting there to get these shots. Where are my actors?
Yeah. Well, we were out there a ways. I mean, we don't want to fault the responders, but they came out with the ambulance, and it did take a good 20 minutes just to get all the way out where we were. But they finally did make it out, and Shane went on the stretcher, ended up in the hospital, University Hospital.
You were talking about how long it took for the ambulance to get out?
Yeah, I'm sorry, did I?
Oh, I thought you meant for you guys to find me. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, that was like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, all told, between us finding you, that's a story in itself. Us, help, he's calling help, and we're, people are looking around, and is he really hurt? And anyway, yeah, he broke his leg. And then after that, then we called the ambulance. First we were talking about, should we call an ambulance? How bad is it? And then after we called, then it was 20 minutes. So you actually laid there with a badly broken leg for, I don't know, a good probably half hour.
And it's funny you mentioned
40 minutes.
And it's funny you mentioned that, because I was just thankful that it was that short of a time. I mean, I was just thinking, man, what if this was in Patrick's Day and I was by myself in the mountains? Like, you're there, and you're there overnight. It's going to get cold. You got to lay there, and you better hope somebody picks you up. You're probably going to, if you get lucky, a sheep will lay next to you or something. You can cuddle with them. But, other than that, I mean, man, I'm blessed to live in this day and age.
Yeah, you'd probably lose your leg or something. Infection would have set in and all of that. Gangrene and who knows. But so, yeah, there he lay in University Hospital in Letterkenny for about 5 days, waiting for the swelling to go down. Finally had an operation, all the way back to home in Navan, and got to go back to Letterkenny tomorrow for a checkup, and then you're flying out Friday.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we've got a tough schedule here, and Shane's really been through it. But Shane's a trooper, and he just wants to go, go, go. This isn't too much of a setback for Shane. He's going to be up on his feet, guaranteed, running around, probably doing things you're not supposed to do. And I was just telling him earlier that day, I was watching him run around thinking this guy has to slow down or he's going to hurt himself. And then sure enough, he breaks his leg, and now he just wants to get back at it as quickly as he can. But we are going to reconvene in September, mid-September, and shoot the last few scenes that we have.
Yeah, and this is all about getting out the gospel and really sharing the truth of this story. And we really believe in this. I believe that the Lord can use this, that the Lord will use this. And I think that you would be blessed to be a part of this. We've already had a lot of people be a part of this, and they've just been blessed with the production side of things, not even it coming out yet. So, if you're listening to this, you're like, oh, I don't want to get hurt. Well, that happened to me. And I'm thankful it happened to me. You don't need to be doing all the work that I'm doing. Just any kind of help would be awesome. And, definitely don't need the criticism, but we could use some more help. So that would be great.
And we're toward the end of the production phase of this movie, and yet only 17% of our budget has come in terms of just charitable donations. And so, like I said on the last podcast, we're not independently wealthy people that can fund a whole movie. We wish we were, but we're not. And so we're really depending on even small donations to help push this movie forward. And again, we're at the end of production, but then we have to go into post-production. We have editing and all kinds of, color grading and all kinds of post-production costs. And so your giving is very much needed and very much appreciated. And so we give our heartfelt thanks to those of you who have given. And this is a story worth telling. There's a reason that Patrick is world renowned, and that's that there is a story here that is worth telling, and we think we've captured a pretty unique perspective on it. A particular time of Patrick's life that he talks about in his own writing, but that's never really paid much attention to in other movies or documentaries and things like that.
And it's because it's about sin. He talks about sin a lot and judgment. And who wants to make a movie about sin and judgment? It's not popular.
Right.
Yeah.
And we're trying to let Patrick speak and tell his story through his writings. All we're doing is really trying to bring it to life. And so, as we mentioned before, our intention with this movie is to be as true as possible to Patrick's own confession. And I believe that we're doing that. And so we hope it's enlightening. I think you're going to look forward to it. We're excited about what we have already and looking forward to getting it out there. And so...
Yeah, so for the next few months before we finish the production, we may be putting out some things. So look for that. Look for any behind-the-scenes stuff that we might share. And... if you have any questions about the film, the screenwriting, the story, any of that, please let us know. I'd love to talk about that. And, the production will hopefully continue, Lord willing, in September. And hopefully my leg will be good enough. I won't be able to move around as much as I used to, but hopefully the Lord will heal me to be able to at least move around to continue the shooting. And we only have about 4 days, 4 days left, maybe 5 if we stretch it, maybe if we add some things of shooting. So that's exciting, and I'm actually really relieved that this happened. It's so ironic. My leg is in so much pain, and I was so disappointed. I remember when he walked up to me, and I'm laying there, and he's like, and I told him I heard it snap, like I know it's broken. And I looked at him, and we both had the same look of such, this is the last thing we need right now. Like,
Yeah,
how could
with
this
2
happen?
days of shooting left.
Yeah, we're so close, so close. But at the end of the day, how this turns out, you know, is 20 years from now. I don't want to look at the film and say, oh man, I wish we didn't, had we had more time and made it a little bit better. So having more time is actually really relieving, knowing that we have time to regroup, look over things, and have a little bit more time to shoot the last few very important scenes is exciting, actually.
Yeah, we're finding some good in the trial. We do want to invite you to check out our website if you'd like to follow the progress of the film. And if you'd like to give, go to patrickfilm.net. And we're going to be putting more stuff on there. Some behind-the-scenes pictures and maybe some short videos, and eventually a trailer, and eventually information about where you can view the movie will be on that website. So be sure to bookmark that and keep checking back there, patrickfilm.net.
Yeah, and let me just say a few more things about the film and the fact that the first audience is Ireland. We want this to be an Irish movie, and we have mostly Irish actors, and most everybody I've spoke to from the country, which I haven't spoken to too many people, but I was in the hospital with a lot of Irish people and just spoke to a lot of different people, and they were all excited about it. They all want to watch it. They all want to see what we have. It's a little different. It's unique. There's some things that haven't been captured before, and just people here are excited about it, and that is really awesome to know, because that's our first audience, and that's who we want this to speak to first. But then obviously England, Scotland, and then obviously America and the rest of the world. So just excited about the audience spectrum on this, and just the responses that we've been getting.
Yeah, it's an Irish story, so it probably should go out to Ireland first. But so anyway, all right. Anything else we need to mention?
No, thanks everybody for your encouragement and support. And if you can't give, totally understand that. And thanks for lending a hand. Asking for how you can help. There's other ways that you can help for sure. And just thanks for everyone who's been an encouragement, and really hoping to see this go forth. We understand that this isn't something that people do all the time. This is, again, like he said, this is challenging. This isn't something that people can even do. I mean, you got to have the cameraman, you got to have the cameras, you got to have the machinery, you got to know what you're doing. You got to be skilled at so many different things. You got to have the team. This has come together by the Lord. I really believe that. And this isn't our hands that have done this. And this is for His glory and His glory alone. And we really want to use this opportunity to just lift up the name of Jesus Christ. And this has just been a great experience. So thank you all who've been an encouragement in this.
Yeah. Thank you for being a part. More to come in the future. Thank you for being with us.